in this video I'm going to dive into my personal swipe file and show you a really great irresistible offer, a really great risk reversal, and some ideas of how you can use this in your own business. So let's go to the monitor and have a look. So this is the landing page. This is actually not where I want to start. I want to start here with the ad itself. And this is using addicted.io, a tool that I highly recommend if you're doing competition research, ad research, a really great way to see what other people in your marketplace are using and what's working now. So anyway, this particular ad caught my eye as one of the strongest risk reversals I've seen, probably this in the last month or so. And it probably doesn't need too much explanation. If you're in the market for a Facebook advertising agency, then obviously the thing that you're going to be worried about is this agency going to get me results, or are they going to spend my ad budget? I'm going to pay them, and at the end of the day, I'm going to have nothing to show for it. I've heard this story before. It's painful to hear, and I know that a lot of business owners have struggled with this aspect of their business, and it's a double whammy because you're paying for advertising and you're paying for the agency. There's a lot of risk involved. So this proposition, if we don't get results, we don't get paid, and elaborated here, if we don't get you leads, we don't get paid, that is incredibly, incredibly powerful to anyone who would be interested in this sort of service. If we want to go a little bit deeper into analyzing this, it also shows a lot of confidence in your ability to get results. Because if you're going to make this offer, either it means that you really know what you're doing and you can get results most of the time, if not all of the time, or perhaps there's a chance that you just don't know what you're doing, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get paid. But in that case, why would you create such an ad? So it's also a little bit of a positioning and proof factor, saying that, okay, we can actually do the work. And when you think about that, it's kind of amazing because there's almost no copy at all in this ad other than simply this one idea. So okay, want new customers? We all want new customers. That's a pretty good opening line. But other than that, there's literally nothing else here. They're not telling a big story. They're not going into elaborate benefits. And they don't need to, which is amazing. That's how powerful having the right offer and a strong risk reversal can be. And this really, I think, goes to highlight how to write excellent copy and to create marketing that works, you don't have to be a genius copywriter. This is not sophisticated stuff, right? This is very simple stuff that anyone could write. The key here is understanding the audience, understanding the pain that they feel, the risk that they would be getting into by using one of these services, and coming up with crafting the perfect offer to counteract all of that. And then the copy pretty much writes itself. Let's look at the landing page, because this trend continues. Want 4 to 5 new clients a day. Want them now. Super simple, straightforward stuff. There is nothing sophisticated or even particularly interesting about this. But because of the power of this offer, it becomes quite compelling. About the only thing that would ruin this sort of offer at this point, in my mind, would be if there's some sort of catch or other undisclosed terms at this point. And unfortunately, there are. And I was rather disappointed with this because, and this is absolutely mission critical, this sort of thing. You've established in your ad this idea of, if we don't get you leads, we don't get paid. Then you continue to talk about this awesome offer, establishing this idea here. At this point, you have the prospect probably fired up. They're ready to book your discovery call. Actually, there's a good chance that a lot would have clicked here before even reading down. But when you establish that sort of expectation in your prospect's mind, to break that expectation and turn things around and say, oh, by the way, you actually have to get paid to get started, that, in my mind, completely undermines all the work that you've done up to this point. When I got to this point in the page, I thought that this is such a shame, because it looked like such a perfect example of an irresistible offer, but in other ways it is still quite instructive. It's a good way to show how to undermine the hard work that you've done up front to create something compelling and interesting for your audience. And this is a really important rule to follow regardless of the medium you're marketing in. Whether you're doing email marketing or paid advertising or any other marketing, the resulting page, say if you're leading someone, especially when you're getting someone to open something like an email or click on a link or something like that, the resulting page that they end up on has to meet the expectation that you've set before that. So if, for a really spammy example, ridiculous example, if you received an email that you believed was credible, that had a subject like, open this for free money, and you didn't just delete it because that's obviously spam, right? But if you open that email and then inside it has something completely different, I don't know, talking about lawn care or pet care, or if it's one of those Nigerian prince scams where you have to pay a certain sum in order to get your free money, that completely ruins the experience and the reader is not going to take action. So I imagine in this specific case, because there is this call to action up here before you get to that extra hidden term, a lot of people would still sign up here. But in principle, the fact that this is the offer, and these individuals are going to find out eventually that in fact it is not completely paid for performance, you do have to pay to get started, that's definitely going to affect sales. So with that being said, I want to leave you with some ideas for crafting your own irresistible offer. And that would be something to the effect of, 1, we do all the work, 2, you get all the results, and 3, there's no risk involved. So obviously this will depend a little bit on the type of offer. If it's something like shoes, then it's not really we do all the work, but it is about you not having to do any work and still getting the result you want very quickly. In this case, it would be not having to do any extra work in order to look good, for example. Or if you're a runner, having these almost magical shoes that will make you faster, make the run easier, whatever the case may be. So this sort of 3-part framework still works even if it's a physical product. And this, again, is a perfect example of that. We do all the work, you get all the result, you get the clients, the customers, and there is no risk, at least until you get to the landing page in this case. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think this was a very instructive example. I found it quite interesting. Please let me know what you think in the comments below this video. Good luck with your marketing, and I'll see you in another video real soon.